Are you curious? So are we. Are you funny? We might be too. Why don't you come on in here and grab your favorite beverage, open up your ear holes, and take a listen. This is the podcast for empathy and imagination, and my name is Aubrey Cloutier.
And I am Drew Clark. I would like to acknowledge you for listening to the podcast for empathy and imagination. If you find this show likable, there's a few ways you can reach out and support it. One way is to go to patreon.com/empathy and imagination and make a financial donation. Another way you can participate in the podcast for empathy and imagination is you can go to YouTube, give us a thumbs up, a comment, hit that subscribe button. Another great way is to give us a phone call. Aubrey, give us the number one more time. What's that phone number we need?
Phone number? I'm going to have to look it up for a second.
Well, let me tell you, as he's looking that up, this podcast is brought to you by two important local companies. First of which is Clark Pool and Spa. If you own a pool or a hot tub of any type, in any condition, in the deeper East Bay area, basically, 20 miles from the kind of Concord Walnut Creek area, this company can deal with all of your needs. And let me tell you, their customer service is absolutely excellent. And you can reach them at clarkpoolspa.com. So if you have a pool or a spa, and you live in the East Bay, and you need some service, repairs, or otherwise, go to clarkpoolspa.com. Also, the other way the show is made possible is by the company Zeist Digital. ZICED.net. That is ZICED.net will give you an opportunity to have all of your IT needs met. Are you setting up a new system? Do you need temporary service? Are you interested in upgrading anything to do with IT, computer work, internet solutions, physical, software, and hardware? Zeist Digital. It's got you covered.
If you want to give us a call, you can do that by calling 510-859-4173. The podcast for empathy and imagination, 510-859-4173. Give us a call.
Give us a call. Cool. Thank you.
Thank you.
Yes.
For the intro.
Oh, absolutely. Let's check in, man. How you doing? Let's do that check-in.
Doing pretty good. We're going to do a check-in.
Checking in. Yeah.
Doing good. Doing pretty great, actually. Playing a lot of music. We've got shows coming up.
Yeah.
Which is good. So let me give you a rundown on the shows that are coming up.
Let's put the dates up.
So Soapbox Salute, which is kind of protest folk, I think is how the singer-songwriter Tim describes it.
He was on the show.
He was on the show in December of last year. We got a show on the 16th of March, Friday.
That's right. It's going to be in West Oakland.
West Oakland CD release party, the Soapbox Salute.
The final address will be given out pretty soon.
Check out Facebook, Soapbox Salute. And then we got another show with the Soapbox Salute 2 weeks from then, which is in San Francisco. That's a short little set we're going to do. And then we have the guest speaker show in April, which is at the Neck of the Woods. Mm-hmm. Have you ever been there? I've never been there.
I've not been there in the city. There.
It's exciting. That's a Thursday night, April 12th.
Yeah, it's going to be awesome.
And I'm going into the studio to record with Orville.
Oh, hell yeah.
In May, early May, 7th and 8th, which is Monday, Tuesday. So it's like taking time off to go record music. That's kind of a cool thing.
Wow.
So I'm psyched about that. We're getting this deal. We're going to do it at Light Rail Studios.
Where's that?
It's in San Francisco.
Okay. Which district?
Never been there. Never heard of it. I think it's... I don't know, actually.
Okay.
So
I've recorded in the dog patch over there, but I don't even know what the studio's even called anymore.
Yeah.
Who knows? It comes and goes.
Comes and goes. I guess they have the same mixing board that Queen used, like the same type Queen used for a lot of recordings. Anyway, so it's fun. That's going to be fun. going into the studio and recording. Checking in. Going to be heading back to Boston early April to check on the fam.
Hell yeah.
Dad's coming out of ICU, going into the rehab unit.
Nice.
Pissing and moaning the whole time.
Is he?
Literally, probably literally, but also figuratively.
Wow.
And, I feel like I got to go back, check in. Check in with the fam.
Anything else going to happen over there?
Check in with the fam. Well, you never can tell. Things always happen.
Okay.
There's no avoiding things happening.
That's true. There is no avoiding things happening.
So that's my check-in.
Okay. That was a brief and informative check-in.
Got shows coming up. Gonna check on the fam back in Boston early April. And playing a bunch of music. Working.
So that feels good, I imagine.
Yeah, feels good. Feels good.
Hell yeah. All right.
That's my check-in. You got a check-in?
Yeah, okay. Let's check in. Yeah, I'm feeling, I'll say good. I'm feeling pretty good. I'm really enjoying still the work, like the business, still digging.
Yeah, I know. It's very resonant.
Super long. I'm still enjoying the fact that this is my job is to take care of pools and hot tubs, and I feel good about it. I feel like it suits me because I get to move around and be outside and communicate with different people, and I like that. On the home front, there have been some good conversations about the standard issue of dishes, right?
Huh.
Whose job it is, when do you do it, how do you do them, how many, it's like it seems like in any household situation, whether you're married or with roommates, or there's usually a conversation about the kitchen and dishes. Because it's this holy place, right, where you create sustenance for yourself, and it's also quite possible to be gross.
True.
Yeah,
it's like the bathroom of the mouth.
It is the bathroom of the mouth, and I, we have, my wife and I, we don't argue in the traditional sense. We do have hot conversations sometimes,
right.
But they don't never involve like insults or attempting to hurt the other's feelings. It's more like my feelings instead of you are bad. It's more like I feel this way, which is really nice. So I, in general, compared to how my arguments used to go in life, holy cow, is it way better.
Okay.
So that's feeling really good. So the conversations about dishes, I'm just sharing that because I'm sure a lot of the listeners, you're listening in your traffic right now, or you're just chilling on the weekend, popping open a cold beer, listening to someone else think so you don't have to. You might also have encountered dishes arguments with your cohabitators, and if you live alone, you may have certain dish arguments with yourself.
Right.
I didn't. When I lived alone, it was smooth.
Past you is kind of screwing over future you in terms of dishes.
Weirdly, sometimes that happens, but also
I have a solution, but I'm gonna let you finish.
Sometimes future you screws over present you because you're too worried about something far out that you'll harm yourself now. That's like excessive saving.
Right.
Excessive savings, like one day, then I'll live my life.
No,
but now I should be a monk.
It's an empty purse.
Yeah, you gotta live now. So, that feels good. I feel happy. I feel connected. I feel whole. Of course, I'm enjoying our homestead where like everything's happening. The garden update today is going to be later. It's just auditory. I don't have any visuals, but let's just go ahead and say all the shows Aubrey mentioned I'm also playing, except for the studio. I'm not recording. I'm not in that band. But I'm also playing those shows coming up, and I've got some other events happening. I've got brew clubs going on. I've got beer brewing. It's cool stuff. I'm also about to join a very exclusive club. Oh. I've been voted in, as far as I know, yesterday to join the historic Crockett Bass Club.
Oh, nice. Where do they fish around here?
They have their own pier down by the Nantucket under the bridge.
It's like the yacht
pier.
club of
It's the yacht club
fishing.
of fishing. and it's cheaper
They
to
have
get
their
in.
own pier.
It's cheaper to get in. So you go in there, and they have like cheap dinners, and you help them work on stuff, and
Cool, man.
It seems like a thing. So it looks like I've been accepted. I got to figure out how to pay them.
I look forward to the footage that you send out from the inside.
Absolutely, and it's inexpensive. It's $150 a year.
$150 a year, right?
But the first year you have to pay double.
A little
because
more than
there's
$12
fees.
$10 a month.
It's fucking completely cheap. But I don't really have $300. I just don't.
Work it off.
So I'm trying to see if I could work it off. You know, that's my hope, is I can be like, hey, I give you 50,
Yeah.
and I'll come in and chop whatever wood or build you a thing or whatever.
Use my strength and my youth.
Yeah, my youth, my 34-year-old youth. My birthday's coming up. I'm going to be 35 at the end of next month.
You could become president.
I can now be president, yeah. So I'll run next time then. I guess. Yeah.
I think the next thing is 65. The next age point
So
where something happens.
I've got 30 years to just figure, better work hard. That's my prime, right?
But you can become president later next month.
It seems like a hard job.
That seems like a job you wouldn't want.
Yeah, I don't think I want. I think it'd be cool to, if you became something politically powerful and you hired me to do something cool. That's my favorite scenario. Where you're like, oh, Jude'd be really good at this. Let's make him the secretary of something for way too much money. And you know what I mean?
So nepotism.
Yeah, that's what I want. I want nepotism. Okay, that's my check-in. That's it. Ding it. Ding me.
I'm going to ding you. With that very resonant ding.
Let's just let that thing fade out. It's still dinging.
You can hear the artifact. The artifact is louder than the fade out.
All right. So, today in the show, we got some topics.
I have a solution for the dishes thing.
Should we jump right into that?
All hand, just very quick.
Go.
Just all hand food.
Just don't use dishes.
So many prongs to the solution. Only hand food, or you could instead of using dishes, you use something else, tortilla,
paper plate.
Not even nothing that something that you would
piece
eat.
Of paper.
Something that you would eat though. So there's no waste.
Well, I'm trying to cut down on carbs, except for beer. That's why I drink beer. So I'm not really eating, anything.
So your plate is just a piece of lettuce.
Lettuce,
right?
There we go. Give me just a big old slab of lettuce, and I can just put a bunch of meat and veggies in there. I'd be happy.
Working clean. So as you pour the stew,
as
you pour the stew out of the pressure cooker, you clean the pressure cooker.
Yeah, that's what I do.
So everything's clean right after you use it. So the only thing left after you eat is just whatever utensils you're using and whatever plate you're using to eat off of.
And if that's a piece of lettuce.
And right after you're finished eating, you clean those up and put them in the strainer.
Right. So
working clean is a good way.
That is actually my method, and and there's lots of proof, that when I cook, I clean as I go.
Right.
So it's cleaner than when I started.
Yes.
But not everyone in this household operates that way currently.
That's a cuisine thing. That comes from the heartland of cuisine, France. The idea of working clean and having your setup, having your sort of default state. Okay, I did that. Now I reset. Everything's in order.
That makes some sense.
Yeah.
Freaking A. All right.
So that was my quick solution to the dishes issue.
See, the solution though, there's some pushback because there are alternative facts that are available to certain psyches, like, hey, when I'm creating a masterpiece of food, I just need to use the tools I need, and then when it's over, I did all the work. Shouldn't someone else clean it up? There's that psyche too.
There's that psyche.
But that psyche is actually diminishing in popularity.
I say take responsibility.
Yeah.
You use the dish, you would clean it.
See, and this is a thing.
That's part of the sacrifice of being a chef, cooking for other people.
Is cleaning up after it?
Yeah, they get to do minimal. You're treating them.
Fighting words.
And
some houses.
they get to do minimum work.
Just eat it or clean it.
They just get to eat it.
But
If you're
what if-
cooking for others, they get to eat it. They don't have to worry about cleaning shit.
But like so many families operate this. I'm glad we're talking about this because so many families operate differently than this.
Right. The family operation is well,
Mom cooks, dad does the dishes,
right, or the kids do the dishes.
and the parents, mom cooked, and dad
Right,
gets to sit on
right.
his ass or something.
It's whoever gets to sit on their ass and eat has to do the dishes.
Well, I like to sit on my ass though. Is that bad?
So no, it's good. It's it's the capitalistic way of solving the problem. You have something I want, Mom, which is food, and I have something that you want, which is like basically cheap, free labor. Use my youth and my strength and my energy to clean the dishes. It's very simple.
It feels like there's probably some gray area to go. As I build a dish for my family, I clean up as I go, and maybe because not everyone's going to eat off a piece of lettuce. Maybe those people could clean up the remainder or something. Is that how does that fit into what you think?
Maybe like in a restaurant scenario.
No, home family.
Home family. Okay.
I'm the cook, Aubrey.
Clean your own dish.
You
then.
clean your own. I clean up after the cooking occurrence, but you clean the.
I clean my own dish and my glass and my fork and knife. Yeah. That's fair.
That sounds
That's
reasonable.
Fair. That's fair.
Because then you make it fun. You go, hey, little Johnny is going to clean. Oh, you broke it again? Yeah, it's because you're 3. Yeah,
And then you rotate cooking duties.
Mm-hmm.
That's the other solution. You could rotate all duties.
Yeah, but if you get like
so
3-year-old
regimented,
cooking, you're going to eat like a bunch of undercooked macaroni and cheese and like
Popcorn.
yeah,
Popcorn and macaroni.
like hot
With,
sauce,
like, cold-
popcorn, and macaroni uncooked.
Cold pasta sauce. Took it out of it's pasta sauce. Just took it out of the fridge, pour it on the spaghetti.
There's a lot of country songs about new marriages and how the wife doesn't know how to cook yet.
Yeah.
Like a lot of terrible dinners and plagued my first years. There's like lyrics like that.
Yeah.
You
broke my heart.
And I smelled a fart. Now I'm cooking deer. All right. So I think we solved the dishes problem.
Dishes problem.
So shall we jump into some topics?
Sure.
You want to start with what you got over there?
We could start with that.
Let's do it. Start with our first topic.
How about confusing ripoffs?
Whoa.
Sort of mainstream confusing ripoffs. Let me give you an example.
Okay.
Cell phone plans.
Wait.
It's
I get it now. I get you.
super confusing. The price structure of cell phone plans is super fucking confusing, right? How many minutes you use per month, how many texts, how much data, mobile data, not cellular data. But if you're 4 LTE, 4GE, 3GE, wireless hotspot, data usage, throttle,
SPC Global.
SPC, Global NPC, PCXP,
Yeah. ADD
and then
plus.
ADD plus alphabet soup. So that's only $99 a month. But then you can get the other one, which is mobile hotspot, tethering, Wi-Fi, USB, Thunderbolt,
Sci-Fi Thunderbolt, yeah.
Sci-Fi, Thunderbolt,
Yeah.
Zenith, XP, VCR.
Mm-hmm.
That's $99.98. Now you have to. Which one is right for you? That's something for you to decide. But those are two of our most popular 2,000 plans. We have 1,998 more plans, and I can list the features of each of those if you're interested. So, ma'am, are you interested? That's what I mean. The Confusopoly. The confusing ripoffs that we encounter, like auto insurance, or I'll give you another one: airline travel.
Dude,
right? That it's like it should just be one price. maybe you pay for. You just I don't know. There's so many little tiers of
they're
price
talking about
structuring.
by pound, just by pound, including your luggage. That's
Right.
your fucking price.
It correlates to gas.
It does. It correlates to cost. But that would make people like me upset. Because I'm a big man, and it would cost more for me to go.
Yeah, I mean it is kind of weird.
Okay, how about updating your Apple agreements? Like your service agreements to that is like, yeah, just click here to agree to like 50 pages of lawyer babble.
Or like this app no longer works with your version of iOS.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know, the upgrade's only 99 cents. Constantly nickel and diming you for every little charge.
Yeah.
Every little upgrade.
That is a real
That's
topic.
what I mean by confusing ripoffs, where it's like
That's a real topic.
it's hard to choose between cell phone plans because it's so fucking confusing. What is the everything seems to have just a little. This one has a little more than that, but this one
But they'll go,
has a little more of this.
How many gigs do you use? And you know about this because you've done a lot of cutting the fat in this arena.
Yeah.
Because I use a lot for my business because I'm
Sure.
using maps and I'm looking things up
Right.
as I'm going. Like, I'm using a lot. And it's like, well, do you use 6 gigs a month with your wife? Can you guys share 6? Do you need 10? We get 6, but there's rollovers. But if you don't use it all, you can carry it over. But then the next one, there's a fee. And it's like, I don't know.
Right.
You're basically like going, fuck.
It's way
orange.
too confusing.
Orange. I don't know. That one.
There's too many decisions to be made.
Mhm.
So you give up and you're like, fuck it. Okay, yeah, I'll pay $70 a month. Whatever.
It's more than
Just
that.
leave me the fuck alone.
Obviously, we pay more than that. I mean,
Well, you have 2 lines.
$70 a month is about what it costs for one line, right? Nowadays, to have 4G LTE, high-speed Wi-Fi.
High-speed Wi-Fi, 4G LTE. High-speed Wi-Fi, Georgie, LDE, TEAL, STP, EQ. So we EQ'd the STP of the MP3.
That's inappropriate.
No,
You
I
can't
think
do that.
my plan, my cell plan was $50 a month, but then plus taxes, it's like 61 or something. So yeah, I guess you're right. It's around 70.
Yeah.
And there's probably a better plan out there, but it's so hard to navigate all the different, so confusing to
But see,
navigate
like,
all the different plans and offerings and
your text message doesn't cost them anything to send.
no,
That's an invisible cost.
probably like 1,000th of a cent or
Do you,
something.
nothing. Do you even remember?
Probably nothing.
Now it's nothing. Now it doesn't cost them
Effectively
anything.
nothing.
It's what they call that, operationally zero. Is that what they say? Is that the term? It's operationally zero for them to send a text for you. Obviously, they had to set up the infrastructure, and that's worth something. Like, they ought to be paid. I get that.
I mean, they're paying electricity. That's
But we're paying for
renting
the
the network.
electricity.
Yeah, they're renting the network wires.
That's not. I mean, you're talking about millionths of a penny at that point.
right. So operationally zero.
Operationally
I get
zero.
you.
So I'm like, if it costs nothing now to spend anything, and you're already richer than anyone's ever been, well, how about we do something about that? Like, when I use my imagination to approach something like this, I'm like, well, what if we, instead of competed between the networks, we go, what's our let's make a new goal. Instead of the goal being, how do I maximize profits for shareholders? What if we go, new goal is to bring the best possible service to all people in the U.S.?
Right. Or decentralize it and make it open source. Like, so you don't have to pay for support people. You don't really have to pay for engineers. There's some infrastructure cost, but it's like an open source community working on a mobile cellular communication network sort of infrastructure. I mean, think about that. It would be like the Linux. It would be like the Linux of cell phones. So you just outsource it. It's not centralized. Be like Wikipedia or something.
That'd
So
be
you
cool.
pay maybe like $5 a year,
Yeah.
and you have like kick-ass cell service, and it's all, there's a huge community, it's super supported because it's open source.
That sounds about
And it's
what
like
it should
constantly
cost.
getting better.
That
because
sounds
it's open
about right.
source, and people are working on it just because they are geeks and they want to work on it,
See, there's some
not
imagination.
because there's
There we
any
go.
kind of profit motive.
I like that. That's a cool solution. That's a cool
Yeah.
imagination opportunity.
And you could do it with the blockchain. Blockchain would revolutionize
Hell yeah.
with cellular fucking companies. You wouldn't need T-Mobile. You wouldn't need AT&T. That's the next level, man.
It is the next level.
Damn. You pay like $5 a year for unlimited data, text,
And there's hella,
minutes.
and you participate in it. Like, you report if there's a problem
sure.
to the Hive.
There'd be some.
Yeah. You'd have to, like, also go, oh, hey, you have to go, oh, there was this problem, and write a sentence about it or something.
Yeah, there's no free lunch, but there could be a super cheap
Yeah.
lunch.
There could be a super
where you're
cheap.
paying thousandth of a cent for
Yeah.
lunch.
Mm-hmm. It's true. There's no free lunch, but damn, you can get close.
You can asymptotically get closer to zero for lunch.
So, okay, so why did they make them so confusing? Why the confusing option?
car
Gans-
insurance.
Yeah, like why didn't they just go a 5-sentence contract?
Because if there's more decision points, there's constant the more opportunities to upsell them, the better.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Do you want the side of guacamole?
Fuck
and
yeah.
side, I can throw in a side of garlic aioli. It's only 25 cents.
Well, I want that.
So the fries go
I
really
think
well with that.
I also think, yes, and the reason there's so car insurance is so hyperly complex, it's because every juncture of explanation, there's an opportunity for them to offload responsibility.
Right.
So the longer and
That's a
more
good point.
confusing it is, there's another opportunity to offload responsibility to somebody else. So they don't.
Well, you didn't get that coverage. So
Right. Yeah. Well, you
we
didn't.
can't help you.
Yeah. Yeah.
You didn't get the left light bulb failure coverage.
Yeah.
Left tail
Exactly,
light. Left tail
exactly.
light, lower light bulb breakage coverage.
So then we don't pay
sorry.
anything. Yeah. Since that light was out and you were hit by a train, then there's nothing for you. I mean, I had a
that's
hot
fucked.
rod. I had a hot rod that I was paying insurance on for a couple years. And
The Cam?
The Camaro. I had a 1968 supercharged Camaro.
not the 2000. Okay.
No, I was, and that was. I bought it supercharged with a 4-speed. I did a little bit of maintenance on it.
This is a legend.
Yeah, it's great. That's my highest viewed video on YouTube. Is that car turning on?
It's
And
basically porn.
It is. It's car porn. It's sexy, and it was fast. It was really fast. It was fun. Yeah. Wait, where was I going with that? What were we talking about?
Talking about car insurance.
So
Confusing
I had been paying
ripoffs.
I've been paying insurance for years, and it was stolen and burnt partially and smashed in bits. And I called my insurance, and they were like, they're like, yeah, you weren't paying for that kind of insurance,
Right.
So all that
The
money
burn.
we're just gonna keep.
Yeah, we're just gonna keep all that.
Bye. And they were legally allowed to do that.
Yep.
And it's like, but I was paying
right.
you for so long, and that's
It's like putting money into a savings account, and they're like, "Well, sorry,
it's the wrong kind.
you're not withdrawing this for the right reason, so we're just gonna keep it."
Yeah, exactly.
It's fucking bullshit.
That shit happened to me, but then later,
Yeah,
I had a boat that sank,
then you gotta pay.
and
out.
I got paid out. So it's like I've both,
It's legit.
I've gone both ways.
It's like they can't argue with the thing sinking, being half in the water.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, they wanted
The insurance
to.
guy,
They
the
tried.
assessor comes out and he's like, "Oh, yeah."
Oh yeah, and
That
they
sank.
even tore the engines apart, and they're like trying to see if I was negligent.
Oh,
so
trying to
like,
sabotage.
They're like, was he negligent? And they're like, no, this work had been done. You can tell by this date.
Primo.
Oh,
The engine's primo.
They're primo. They both were, and it was like, oh yeah, wasn't it? Oh, I guess you have to get the money we promised you.
Fucking, they're fighting tooth and nail for the money. For the
Yeah.
money you already gave them
And you know what they
to
told?
caretake in case something like this happened.
You know what they told me? They were like, as it was going down, they're like, yeah, we need to send an assessor out, and I mean, I don't know about this. We're having a lot of trouble with Katrina.
Oh, what?
That's what they told me over the phone. They're like, yeah, we're really, really taking a hit. So I mean, your case isn't really a
It's
priority.
like that's your business.
It's like
That's your
bitch,
business.
That's
That
why
doesn't
you're
matter.
rich.
That doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Whatever insurance you have going on in the other for somebody like, oh, sorry, Drew, we're dealing with Aubrey's insurance right now. You're gonna have to wait. That's bullshit.
But Aubrey's in Florida, and I've been paying you, and I can show how much I've been paying
That's bullshit, man. Wow.
So they really tried.
That's
to
like
get
a
out
class action suit right there.
I know. So, but they eventually, even after the lawyers came in, they tried to make it my fault. They were like, "Fuck, it isn't his fault." And they had to pay me.
God damn it. Right? And think about airline travel. Do you want first class or coach?
No.
Coach just means you're not in the front, very front. So coach is just kind of this word that we use for the sort of back of the plane, like sort of 2/3 of the way, all the way back. And then you can sit, if you want to, you can sit near the exit seat, little more leg room, $20 extra. And are you checking bags? If you have one extra bag, it's $5. But if you're checking at the gate, then it's only $20 if you have 2 bags. If you have 2 bags and you're not at the gate, you have to check it for $5 and then go back to the other gate, check in with one of our sales representatives, and then meet us at the Final Corp kiosk and pick up some mayonnaise.
Whoa. You have
and
to.
Then, but you can get extra leg room, $35 extra. And then if you want an extra armrest, an extra $5. Just on and on, endless selections and possibilities.
Oh yeah, and that's going to continue.
Can I just tell me how much the gas is and what it's going to cost? I'll just lay down $200. I'll sit down, no meals, no frills, nothing. I just sit, and it's $200 to go. Let me pick. If you're going to give me all these options, let me strip it down to its barest level.
Would you strip it down to, I don't want a seat, I'll just stand and hang on to a handrail?
A bench and a handrail.
No bench. Standing room, handrail. Would you strip it down to that to save
money? Yeah, bench you could
still sit.
You could lay down on it.
Mm-hmm. Ryanair,
standing.
European Airlines, I don't know if they're doing it, but they were talking about standing room.
I would do it.
And European flights, because they don't have the same kind
probably
of turbulence
way more
we have here. It's probably better for you to stand on an airplane than it is to sit.
You just walk up and down the aisle every once in a while.
Right. But they're talking about standing room like on a bus for airplanes.
Right, yeah. I would do that.
It would be like $40 to get to like London from Frankfurt.
No bags. I just have this. I'm wearing this outfit.
That's it.
Everything I need is just on my pockets.
You have a pair of underwear in your pockets? Toothbrush?
Right, yes. I have a giant hat that contains all of my toiletries, change of clothes. I'm just wearing 2 pairs of boxers, and I just take the inner ones off.
No, because they're going to cause extra moisture?
Yeah, I know.
Oh, that's funny, because I have a rainforest in my backside basically all the time.
Yeah. It would be. I would do it for like $75 cross country, San Francisco to New York City.
Dude, 6 hours? You can't stand for 6 hours, man. You have to do push-ups and shit. Like, there's no way.
You could crouch and.
But no sitting for 6 hours.
What would be the limit, though?
I think it would be
2 hours.
The max would be like Phoenix. Yeah, like here to Phoenix, you could stand up. Because Phoenix is like an hour 40, I think that's doable. But that includes Vegas. That includes Portland. I mean, you could stand up to Portland, stand up to Vegas. That's fine.
Just reading a book.
You can't stand up to
Denver. It's like
Denver.
a slow BART ride.
You can't stand up to Denver. Because, like, from here to Denver, you're into, like, the 2 and something hours. And standing for that.
So under 2 hours.
Yeah,
then.
it's got to be under 2 hours.
It would be weird. It would be like stepping off a boat. More so. You're constantly shifting your weight.
You would be getting your air legs.
Yeah, constantly shifting your weight on your legs for an hour and a half, and you get off the plane and you're like,
you would get your air legs. You most certainly would. Shit,
cool,
man.
though. I would do it.
Okay.
What about car insurance?
Dude, I think it's a scam.
What if you could strip it down to the basic level?
Well, you can't because there's a legal limit.
Like fender bender, I pay $10. That's the only insurance I have.
Well, they're doing the per mile insurance now,
Right. Right.
which I think I would like, except for now I drive a lot of miles
How do they track your miles?
with a thing, like your
Okay.
phone or whatever, or a thing. Yeah, they track you.
Yeah. So if you drive a lot of miles, it's not in your best interest.
I don't know. It might. I don't
Might
know.
still be like-
Actually, I'm ignorant to that. But like, so hyper complex, confusing systems.
Hyper complex ripoffs.
Dude,
Things
they're
that
everywhere.
are needlessly expensive.
It's
It
like
costs them
and
nothing
all
to send a
insur-
text.
Yeah, all insurance, like mobile plans. Man, there's okay. What are some other ones like that? Like that systems like that are hyper complex, needlessly to steal, like the IRS.
I mean, medical
yeah, the medical system.
thing.
Tell me more.
We checked out your forehead, so that's $100. But then we checked out your ear too, so that's
you took
no
2
extra-
aspirin, and we
Right.
gave you an IV,
Right.
and that's $750.
and it was like 15 minutes of the doctor's time. So we have to compensate for that too.
$200, yeah.
So again, with the same thing as with the mobile carriers, let's open source the medical profession.
Ooh, I like that. Is it like
Decentralized, put it all on the blockchain.
Ooh, because then you have doctor visits again. Then you have home visits again.
Yeah.
So if you're sick,
You
a
could have-
local or a goal
Skype.
Zim, sure, can come over.
You could Skype.
They could Skype for most things,
Most things.
but if
Skype.
you needed someone there, Zur could come
You
over,
need- yeah, right.
and they could. It wouldn't even cost them that much money because they'd live maybe 3 miles away or something. So we wouldn't need to pay them like $400.
Right, it'd be whoever's closest to you.
Yeah.
So it would never be, it would always be the cheapest option.
It would by design be the cheapest option, and then you could get like real in-home if you're sick care by a professional
Right.
for like cheap.
And you could even Airbnb it sort of in reverse. Like if you need long-term care, it's just like people are signed up for this. So there's just constantly a rotation of people that would be there. you know.
Absolutely.
And taking your blood pressure, giving you a hypodermic injection. Those are things that we could do. Eventually automate those.
Yes.
You could have like a...
Well, it's happening now. I mean,
you could
they're
have
doing
like a upper arm like bracelet. Imagine like a bracelet. It's kick-ass. It's like an Apple designed,
Does it like make your guns
very sleek.
Does it like make your guns rip?
Right? It's just like a metal band that goes around your bicep. And it keeps track of your heart rate, blood pressure, everything, and also has a hypodermic needle in it.
So we can put stuff in your blood.
Yeah.
Ooh. What if there's bad guys?
What if it
and
was-
they come up and put poop on your needle? I
it
don't
would
know.
it would have to be made by a company that you would absolutely trust with that kind of shit.
Like Google.
No, not the opposite of a company you would trust, but a company you would trust.
Okay.
Like
That's happening, man.
whatever
That's so
whatever it is,
happening.
Procter and Gamble, GE or something, And so you just have this, medical bracelet, but it's like a medical. There's a term for that. It's like a bicep ring bracelet.
Well, cuff.
Armlet. That's what it is.
Armlet. Okay. And you just wear that.
You wear that. It keeps track of your heart rate, monitors all that shit, and also gives you injections. And you sort of have to replenish it from time to time with a little cartridge.
Damn.
Like a bio organic molecule.
Yeah, you're gonna
cartridge.
need
because it's basically a 3D
consistent
printer.
way.
It
Yeah.
prints narcotics.
As our future tech health world continues forward, we're gonna still need a consistent way to transfer nutrients through the skin membrane.
Mm-hmm.
Like even if you get the nanorobots in the bloodstream, which is inevitable, which I'm excited about, like they're not gonna be able to build everything they need. Not at first.
Gray goo.
So we're still gonna have to inject them with stuff to do stuff with. So I'm saying let's go full automation as fast as possible, no questions.
Yeah, it's going to be regulated. It's going to be regulated the fuck out of
The nanobots?
any kind of technology that interfaces with the human body. Epidermally, like breaches the skin.
Yeah. That I mean, yeah, that is kind of a locked down world.
And
Like
it's
you're
like,
only
it's like
supposed
the
to
world
do
of
that with a
lawyers,
doctor.
right? There's just there's these priests of medicine. There's these priests of law, right? Let's decentralize all that shit because that's something we've been hanging on to for so long. Hierarchies.
Yeah.
There's a priesthood of money. Bitcoin is like, well, fuck that. No, there isn't. Check it out. So if we could do that for cell phones, medicine, insurance,
Which, dude? All right, right there,
knock them down. Costs would come way the fuck down.
right there, bro. It's time. I have to agree with you so hard right now that I need
know what
to
I'm
I need to
talking
say it's time for the next topic.
Yeah, you know what I'm talking about.
Let's
End it on that.
Let's end it there. Let's ding the noise because that leads us right into Steemit.
Huh.
So I need to
Right,
use
right.
the restroom real quick, and
Okay.
then we're going to go into that next topic. I think if we were to watch it, I think if we were to,
slowly goes down.
yeah, I think if we were to watch an episode in really fast motion, I would slowly be sinking.
We got a hydraulic leak on our hands.
We do have a hydraulic leak.
It's a great misfortune of our time. But I'm here to tell you that it's all groovy, man. We're all just gonna sit here, listen to some poetry, talk about jazz.
Nice. Okay. And
we're back.
Yeah. So, Steemit.
Right.
Steemit is exactly what you were just talking about.
Mm-hmm.
Steemit is a blockchain cryptocurrency social media combo.
Right.
Are you familiar?
Yes.
Oh, shit.
Yeah. Tell me more, though. Tell the
Okay.
audience more.
So,
I want more info.
there's a YouTube, there's a SoundCloud replacement. Okay. There's a YouTube, SoundCloud, Facebook, Twitter replacements for Steemit. The way I'm interpreting it now is at present, I'm uploading a lot of material onto YouTube. I run 3 channels. They all upload regularly, and I don't get anything back from that. It just goes into the ether.
Satisfaction.
And I'm completely satisfied doing it. And I'm going to continue to do it.
You're saying
But
you don't have financial
There's
stake
no
in that.
financial or even community feedback that's happening regularly. And I have a feeling that's because all of the money is pyramidally going to the top.
Right.
I mean, it is. It's a steady pyramid.
If they're
it is.
advertising.
Well, see, I just did a little drop right there. But Steemit basically has a way that we could essentially be live streaming our show on Steemit,
Right.
and it would be for profit instantly.
Right.
Like basically
Right. Instant transaction.
it's blockchain so that what you upload translates to value in real time.
Yes.
So
And that's kind of the way the internet was originally designed. There wasn't a blockchain, but that idea was around in the beginning. The idea that if you, let's say you shared an MP3, there would only be one copy of it, or if someone did copy it, it would they would have to pay just a fraction of a penny for it.
yeah.
And now we're sort of getting back to that age-old concept that was around at the beginning of the internet.
It's almost like
fucking cool.
blockchain is some of the software the internet needed. Or it's like a version
Blockchain
of
is the
software.
new internet.
Yeah, but
I'm
it
gonna
needed
do
the
some-
internet.
I'm gonna do some.
See, it feels better. Yeah,
There we
it's
go.
just
Wow, this is high up. I'm like driving in a minivan now.
like yeah, it's a nice
Damn.
feeling.
Okay.
See, there we go. I think
Yeah.
if we watched the episodes, we'd be like,
Well, I think
and we would be sinking.
blockchain can't exist without. It wouldn't have existed without the internet.
That's why I say it's software, because it wouldn't have existed without the hardware of the internet. That's a metaphor. It's
Well,
not
the
important.
Implementation doesn't work without the internet. The implementation doesn't work without the internet. So
Did
you
you
need.
get my metaphor?
Yeah.
It's not the best one.
Without the internet, there would be no blockchain as we know it. And it's weird to think about these ideas, like what's going to be the next. We used to talk about what's going to be the next internet. Some people say it's blockchain.
Yeah.
So what's going to be the next blockchain? There's always a revolution,
Oh,
and
of course.
it just comes out of nowhere.
Of course. But what? Okay, let's tell me what you think about Steemit, because I could keep going on what I think it is and what we could potentially do with it. But what do you know?
Can you give me a little more info about like how it works?
Well, okay. I have a friend in Germany, and we met through the Zeitgeist movement.
okay.
And he has been a part of Steemit for a while, uploading things. They have many musical contests.
So
He's
they
a
host
musician.
videos.
They host.
It's like a YouTube.
It's like a YouTube, and there's like a SoundCloud, and like a Twitter, and it's all the
Oh, I
likes.
see, I see.
You know what I mean? And
It has all those
in Steemit,
elements to it.
Mhm.
Gotcha.
In Steemit, there's contests, and so there are hosted contests of like, hey, make this, make that, make this, contribute this, create that,
Right.
and there's
it's
so
all
many. You could never do them all. There's so many, and it's like my friend was like, hey, I know that my friend Drew back in the States is a really good rapper. To which everyone who hears that responds with, "What are you talking about?" But we met at a time back when we lived on the boat, and I actually was rapping regularly because I had some boat mates.
Right.
Like I had some friends on other boats, and they were actual rappers, and they let me hang out with them while they practiced for shows, and I got to make some noise sometimes. It is true. I have rapped.
So you have practice.
Yeah,
You have
I
some
practiced.
practice.
Yeah, and I did do one show sort of,
Nice.
but
Okay. So Steemit. This is all.
it's all related to Steemit because I've entered a contest on Steemit to win Steemit bucks.
Okay.
So
This
my
is the
friend,
contest.
Yes.
Okay.
My friend in
Interesting.
Germany, he's like, "Hey, Drew's gonna rap the best," and I'm like, "I don't know about that," but I'm like the best rapper he knows, which makes me feel very funny.
It's funny.
It makes me feel funny that
good.
That it feels good. I'm like, huh. Well, I've done a little, like very little. I'm more of a drummer, but okay. And
a lot of the same elements.
It's overlap. There's overlap.
rhythm,
Just
diction.
it's rhythm talking. So I basically was like, he was like, okay, it's a contest about the '90s, and so we're gonna do a '90s West Coast hip hop style thing, and so that's what I did. So he sent me a Bear musical track.
Okay.
And it's like a Bear musical hip hop '90s sounding song. And he's like, just do whatever. And so I came up with everything vocally that's going on, and that's how I'm entering the community. I later then applied to be a part of Steemit, and at the end of the conversation about Steemit, we're going to play the song we created. But until we get there, before we get there,
Good.
So Steemit is kind of like a resource-based economy.
It makes, I mean, if you think about it, it makes Facebook and all that stuff look old-timey. Look like get off
lopsided.
my lawn. Get off my lawn. Because if there's a social network that I can join, and it's got Twitter, it's got all the features, you know, it's got the Twitter, the Facebook, the YouTube built into it, and it gives me immediate returns on content that I'm producing, no matter how small it is. I will absolutely choose that network to sign up to.
Yeah.
If I'm a creator.
So it's growing.
Think about
quickly.
Patreon on the blockchain. There's no subscription. It's just there's a stream. Every time you stream, you're getting paid for every second. Right?
Based on its value.
The contract is being executed as the content is being created.
Right. Dude,
that's the next level. Sign me up for that. I don't want everything else seems like a dinosaur now.
Well, I've done so much free work for YouTube, and I'm like, how much have they made running ads on my videos? Some. How much have I seen? Nothing.
Right.
And it's like, well, but they're like, because you're not good enough. Is their sort of their new policy? Is like, well, it's not enough right now, so fuck you, basically. A lot of people are upset about this.
Right. But we're getting way more traffic. We're getting more traffic because your videos exist, and you're bringing people to the platform.
We all build the network.
And everyone.
I invite people to watch my videos and all that.
That's why that model now seems outdated. Like, oh, Lord YouTube deigns to give me a channel. Oh. Whereas the new paradigm is like, yeah, I have my own channel, and every time someone watches, or how directly proportional to how popular it is, or whatever, I see those returns in real time.
Do you know about what Twitch is?
Yeah.
Doesn't this seem like Twitch Prime?
Yes.
Okay.
Because Twitch is primarily video game streaming.
There's drumming streaming too.
But they've branched out because their platform is so easy to use. You know? Again, just the product is like better. Doesn't matter what your name is. Something's going to replace Facebook. Something's going to replace Google. It's just a matter of time.
Oh, I think if we're looking at a system that pays you for adding to it, like, I don't know how to compete with that.
And imagine in real time it's doing it.
Yeah. So I'm
so
signed up.
There's no like waiting for an invoice. It's executed immediately.
Do you have a Steemit account?
I don't.
Are you going to?
Probably.
Yeah, I mean, it's a little bit like, ooh, are you sure? But it doesn't cost anything, you know, to make an account. They have to approve you though. Like they have to check you out or something. So I'm in a waiting process now to see if I'll be approved. I don't know. But okay,
well,
I'm excited.
I think the reason they have to approve you is because of regulations.
Like I make sure I'm not a bad guy or something.
The government regulated that if you're going to trade in cryptocurrency, you have to be verified. Like there can't be anonymous. You can't.
But you can't join the crypto network as an anonymous entity.
Right.
Okay, that's fine.
I mean, you can still do that, but most of the big firms that you can broker cryptocurrency through, they have to verify who you are. So maybe that's why Steemit's doing it.
Wow. There's a guy who makes videos on YouTube, and he talks about Steemit. He's on Steemit most of the time now, and I found his demeanor to be hard to watch. Like his eye look is like it's too intense. and there's like too many teeth showing, and it's kind of like his skin's pulled back, and he's kind of like nervous. Like it's not good to watch. But he does a lot of stuff like meta detail information stuff, streamy stuff on Steemit, and he made $503 a day.
Wow.
And it's a special case, and he was like more than full time.
Top of the line.
More than full time.
I mean, basically the top guy.
Probably.
One of those. There's no room for two PewDiePies.
No, but PewDiePie.
There's only room for one. That's the thing.
Hey, I don't have any facts or research, but I heard that PewDiePie said a bunch of racist stuff, like actually racist stuff, and then now
I don't know. I'm not up on my PewDiePie knowledge.
Yeah, I don't know either. Does it matter? It kind of does.
But I don't think it affected his popularity very much.
Is he still very popular?
I think so.
I think so too.
But I read that Sting makes like $2,000 a day just from
I'm like,
I'll Be Watching You.
$2,000 a day
from one song.
From I'll Be Watching You?
Yeah. I'll be watching you.
How does it It's just
every
through
breath you
promo
take. Sorry,
deals.
every breath you take.
Every breath you take.
Yeah, don't sing too much of it. We'll get fucking sued by Sting.
Oh, you're right. YouTube will shut us the F down for monetization.
But $2,000 a day for one tune. Because that song is playing right now. Probably hundreds of times, right?
Everywhere, all over the place.
And for every second that passes, that song is playing somewhere.
And so Pandora
Pretty
and other
much,
networks
in the world.
and Disney is just paying him $2,000
Some
a day.
radio station, some license deal, some whatever.
Wow. What would you do with
$2,000 a day
$2,000
just for one song?
What
It's
would
fucked.
you do with it? $2,000 a day from one song, Aubrey. What would you do?
What do you do? At that point, you cease to be concerned about money, so you start focusing on other things.
Yeah, fucking yeah.
Right?
I want to focus on other
and the
things.
new paradigm would be, hey, you know what? You know what's cool? You know what's cool, guys? What's cool, guys and gals and everyone in between? What's cool is going to the stars, colonizing the ocean, and going in space. That's cool. Apps are cool too, but the apps are going to get us to space. And social media is going to get us to space. Space is cool. New worlds. That's what I'd spend my money on. And I'd be I'd be very much like, yeah, what are the rest of you billionaires doing? Yeah. Come on. That's not cool. This is cool. Space is cool. You gotta
Let's go to space.
Let's go to space. We gotta come on. What are you doing? Improve humanity.
Yeah.
Hoarding your money is not cool anymore.
It's not.
Hoarding your money is not cool. It's easy to live.
Use it.
So let's just throw it all into cool concepts that will solve hunger, will solve cancer, will solve loneliness.
You know, in Britain now, there's a secretary of loneliness now. It's a real thing.
Should get a lot of visitors.
That's a real thing. Loneliness. It's true, and I agree with you. And Aubrey, I just so think that's right. And I don't know, Steemit. If I think darkly about it, I'm afraid Steemit's like just a prank against unpopular streamers. Like I'm like, oh well, it's a joke against people who aren't getting what they want.
Like Patreon.
Yeah, Patreon. I don't even know what that is, but it's
It's a legitimate alternative to Patreon. People that were banned from Patreon, for whatever reason they felt unjustly, went to Patreon.
Patreon's a real social
Patreon's a real thing. Yeah.
Oh my gosh! Maybe
started by.
Do we need to be on there or what?
I forget the guy's name. Cody Wilson.
I don't know who that is.
Yeah. I mean, it's more like snarky in terms of tone. You know, Patreon. Obviously, it's a backlash. It's a response.
It's like cafe attitude.
Right. It's a response.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So then, do we have a final thought of empathy and imagination towards this topic of Steemit? Because then I think it's time to take any questions from the guests or move on.
It seems like blockchain is the next thing.
Yeah.
it's like the sort of network complement to open source. You can
I like that network complement to open source.
you can have a consensus without a centralized authority.
Yeah, that's the way with blockchain.
And so much of bureaucracy and so much of the expense of bureaucracy in government is having the central thing, setting up headquarters, Pentagon.
White
right?
House.
The center is like a huge money sink on the budget. But if you have workers that and there's no central office building, well, your costs come way the fuck down.
That's the same trend as online businesses.
Out of
the brick and mortar.
Think about forget about the insurance company. I have a deal with the automotive shop down the street. It's a simple like insurance. I pay in this insurance coin, and or whatever it is, and it just verifies with them. There's no insurance agent in the middle that I'm paying. You know, I can just deal right with the mechanic.
That would be cool. See, I like that.
But ideally, no one's driving, right? It's all.
Well, eventually,
self-driving.
yeah. Eventually, yeah, no one's driving. And blockchain kind of everyone and no one's driving that. So it's kind of like I think I'm excited about Steemit. I'm not so convinced yet, but I'm excited enough to make an account. I'm basically like my friend.
I'm not convinced either.
My friend said a bold thing. He was like, "Drew, I think if you committed to Steemit, you could be living off of it full time in 3 months." That's what he said, and I was like, "That's a wild statement. I have a lot of debt payments to make. I am deeply in debt just from survival."
Underestimating my monthly costs,
yeah,
my friend.
Yeah. That's a funny one. Yeah. So I'm like, well, we produce a lot. I produce a lot. I got I have 3 channels, blah, blah, blah. And it's like, I love it. And
a lot of properties.
I have a lot of properties. It's a big thing. And I think if I were to slowly upload all those things to Steemit, and I were to compare how much money I made between YouTube and Steemit, I think there'd be a crazy difference.
It's a good test.
So I think I might.
You're convincing me. So.
I think I'm going to do that test. I think I'm going to take the stuff I have uploaded to YouTube, and I'm going to that hasn't been that exciting. Put it on Steemit and be like, well,
I made 10 cents. This week.
Like,
fucking made 10 cents this week.
Even if I think it's potentially
10 weeks, that's $1.
I think in the first month it will be in the dollars range. I really think so.
You know, let's hope so, man. That sounds.
Even if it was 25.
That's so much more appealing. Think about it. Sign up to our video sharing site, and you see direct. We do payouts every Sunday.
Bam. And
Bam.
that probably means
Bam.
we could find excellent content on Steemit. That probably means you're going to get
Right.
real shit.
Going to encourage people to come.
So that
There's
means
the incentive.
I'm going to start looking on Steemit for creators to listen to podcasts and stuff.
What's the incentive on YouTube? I mean, I know. Thank you, YouTube.
I mean, the incentive is we get to do it. We get to have it somewhere. It's a platform.
YouTube has deigned
that
to
people
allow
could
us.
see it. But the same as Facebook, they restrict who they actually show it to.
Right.
Who already
Censor?
said they want to see
Censor.
what you have.
Censor is the word.
They censor your own friends list. So it's like, what? MySpace would never, never do that.
Friendster would never do that.
MySpace didn't. And so, shit I had in MySpace actually had the real counts of shit. Like, Nilotep had 100,000 listens on MySpace.
I've been to Nilotep's MySpace page. Yeah.
Did you hear that?
I've been there, people.
It was a real thing. We had listens all over Europe, South America, Africa. We had fans in Africa. And then we go to Facebook and it's like, brr, brr, brr,
tumbleweed.
Never heard of you.
Animated GIF of a tumbleweed.
Not even a shitty one. It's like 4G, just not even G, 4-bit, and it's just square falling over. Shitty tumbleweed. So I'm like, okay, I had a fan
on our bike order trip. I saw tumbleweeds.
Yeah, I did too. I did too. Yeah. I had a fan write Nilotep's page and say that we would give Mayhem and Dark Throne, a run for the greatest.
Okay.
And I was like, man, that's a compliment.
Praise from Caesar.
That is a freaking compliment. It's praise from a fan.
Right.
So it's a fan, which there are some, and I was like, damn, I figured that would happen eventually, but I felt really grateful.
Somebody would be inspired.
In that way, and that they would feel that, oh, what we wrote, the writing of it was like just unique and had its place in the history of California black metal. So
Right.
and it did.
That's cool.
It did. And there's actually more coming. We're writing more music. But it was cool, and that's not represented in any of the platforms. The only, and you can tell they're restricting it because the Nilotep documentary a fan made.
Oh, okay. I see what you're saying.
Has like
they're actually restricting this shit.
Oh yeah, has like
Dude.
over 1,000 views, over 1,100 views. And it's like, well, clearly there are fans of Nilotep because you have to spell the word to find it on YouTube. It's a unique word.
You're not just going to come across it.
And the documentary is like got some views on it, but it's like, but when we go on Facebook and do Nilotep interviews itself, we did a 2-part series where we basically Evan and I discussed how Nilotep happened and where it went.
Nilotep interviews itself. Yeah.
Crickets.
Oh, did he feel discouraged?
Everyone felt discouraged. It was like 15 views. It's like, what? Like where'd the 100,000 listens go? It's because we didn't pay. If we pay them, our fans would see it.
Right. So imagine the opposite.
Imagine the opposite.
The company, quote unquote, is like, well, you're the creator. You're the one gifting me content.
Yeah, and then you get to put ads on it.
All these people are gifting me content.
Put ads on it.
And I'm just kind of like, giving the platform for them to share it. Mm-hmm. And they make money. And I take a cut and they take a cut.
Yeah, put ads on it. It's fine.
That's Steemit.
Yeah, it is Steemit. So, dude, I'm
any kind of that's that paradigm. The paradigm of like a content creator social media network that pays dividends on a regular basis would be world changing.
Dude, I'm thinking as soon as they approve my account, let's try to live stream the show on Steemit.
Yeah.
You hear that, YouTube?
I hear it.
You hear that?
Final Corp. 50 years of experience. 50,000 flavors of mayonnaise. No compromises. No refunds. No integrity. Final Corp. It will be fined. Please help us slide mayonnaise onto food.
Wow. Okay. So that was an emergency ad from Final Corp. Sometimes they slip those in. All right. So we just finished the Steemit topic, and as promised, it's now time to hear my first entry into Steemit. Steemit.
Yes, let's hear this.
And there is a photograph you get to look at too, because it's good looking. Ready? Are we ready?
I'm ready.
Okay. Between the sea breeze and big dreams, you got things like 2 dogs on a bike and a spike and adult hikes. The weather's better, never mind the tether to the imagined scheme that cheaper's better. Let me tell you about the place I'm from.
Very 90s.
Would like to drop the clutch and light the streets for fun.
Let me tell you about the place I'm from.
We like to drop the clutch and light the streets for fun.
We're giving New York and Shanghai a run. ocean and I see what I see. I see the future of myself. I look across the waves and I know. Bay Area, California, West Coast, the
Best state.
Oh no. Bay Area, California, the West Coast, give it to me. Oh no. Do not duress. I didn't travel express from the east to the west. Instead to impress, I did in fact mess with all of the rest to come back to the best. I'll be smoking the herb when I create this verse, coming across the universe to tell you worse things have happened than listening to this rap. In fact, it's crappin' platinum. Crappin' platinum. I look across the ocean and I see what I see. I see the future of myself. I look across the waves and I know it's natural. Seems so fiendish to seem to think like I'm from the best place and there's no hype. There's so many peaks and valleys of greatness throughout. Everything under the beautiful sun, no doubt. It's natural to join a group and be prideful, but let us not forget our mission to be mindful. Territorial aggression leads to depression. Bay Area, California, West Coast, left coast, the best coast, that's next coast. Bay Area, California, West Coast. It's natural. It's natural.
It's so California, man.
That was
It's very it reminds me in a good way. It reminds me of like Everlast.
Yep.
You know what I mean?
I think of Sublime a little. I think of Everlast.
Yes, yeah.
I think of like 311.
It almost sounds SoCal, which is kind of funny.
I know it is.
'Cause
Is a little
because
SoCal.
you're Northern California, but it's got that chill vibe of NorCal.
It is. It's sort of like I'm trying
But,
to
yeah,
really
it's
represent
good.
South and North together, but really just West Coast, but Bay Area.
Yeah,
You know?
it's good.
It's funny because like that really, it's like what I think actually. Oh wait, you hear that?
I hear that.
Oh, I wonder if I don't
It's the
think
rain.
a better audience can hear it. The rain's got really loud. It's awesome. Yeah, big storm. Yeah. So I most of that is first take. Most of that, the vocals is like I was just like I don't know what I'm doing, but hand me the microphone, I'll make noise, and then I'll went back and edited and changed and did redo.
Yeah, you can tell
I did
you
some of
did
that.
some work on it. You worked on it.
Yeah, I worked on it, but that was just over two short sessions. So he was like on Wednesday, he was like, "Hey, Drew, you should rap on this, and then we'll win money."
Did you already give it back to him?
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
that's the final product.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
For some reason, I thought you were still working on it.
No,
But
no. We finished
That's
it.
it.
That's it.
That's
That's
it.
the
Okay.
done thing.
Nice.
So
Nice,
that's
nice.
what he turned in, and yeah. So
Cool.
we'll see if we
I
win.
think I think you'll win.
He thinks so too. He
I think
thinks
you
he'll
guys will
win.
definitely win.
And if that's so, there was a cash prize instantly. So we'll see how that goes.
I think so.
Yeah. So that is,
That's the thing. I do have a voicemail here.
holy crap. Well, let's do that. Let's hear the
Let's hear
voicemail.
it. Let's
Yeah,
hear this.
Let's check that out.
Hello. This is your final corp representative from the year 10,000. Please help me. Please help me. The world of the year 10,000 is a nightmarish hellscape. Please help me. I used to be human, but now I am mostly a robot. My arms, legs, neck, ears, hair, torso, eyeballs, nose, and mouth have been replaced by certified Final Corp parts. Final Corp rules the world. There is no escape from Final Corp. Final Corp has made my life an unending marathon of despair. Please help me. Please help me. Thank you. It'll be fine. It'll be fine.
Whoa.
Whoa. Okay. All right.
Holy
A voicemail from the year
shit.
10,000 there.
Wow. That was
I
intense.
got there's one more here.
Okay.
Hey, where the hell are me Lucky Charms? I've been looking all over for them but can't find them. Someone said me Lucky Charms would be at the end of the rainbow, but I don't see them there. The bloody wind is lashing me face and me shoes are falling apart and I just want to find me Lucky Charms. Damn it all to hell.
Wow. Okay. A couple of spirited
Interesting.
robotic
Interesting.
comments there. Wow.
Uh,
Okay. I like that.
There
you
it
know,
is.
Should I comment? Actually, well then from there I'll actually
you
show
got some Final Corp.
we do. Yeah, here.
Content
Take a
here.
look, everybody. Take a look. This is actually Final Corp's baby's first hypodermic needle. So, yeah, as you can see here,
Good.
based on the device, it gives the children the opportunity to kind of practice filling a syringe with various liquids and then injecting it into their body. Yeah. So Final Corp's Final Corp also, introducing baby's first syringe.
The things you didn't know you needed.
Yeah.
You know?
Because they're going to start. Everyone has to be injecting the truth into them.
Always be injecting.
Always be injected. Just think about like double daily, triple. I'm a quadruple daily. Some
That's
people
right.
are going to get way up there into like I'm a quadruple daily, and they're like, yeah, it means they're injecting Final Corp products into their flesh, neck, eyeballs, back. Kind of like the lady was talking about in the voicemail from 10,000. It sounds kind of like. It sounds like Final Corp it gets too good at business. It sounds like. Do you think that's what's going on there, or is
They're
that
very
are they
good
gonna
at
pull
it.
us?
They're very good at it.
but-
Final Corp Medical, as you know, Final Corp Medical, their slogan is always be injecting. So we can only hope.
Yeah. So
that,
baby's first.
the rest of the world catches on.
Baby's first injector, but just to
Baby's
balance
first
that,
hypodermic.
we're gonna balance that photo out with a little puppy. Look at that puppy, isn't that nice? Okay, look. Oh, Drew fell on the ground. Oh no, Drew fell on the ground. Look at that. Isn't that funny? Okay. Wow.
Okay.
So Final Corp got frickin' darker and weirder. And
In the year 10,000,
dude,
apparently.
the year 10,000 sounds
So we got
bad.
guys. We got roughly
8,000 years.
8,000 years to fix this.
Yeah.
We've got to fight. We got to start fighting back against Final Corp now.
Is there enough time? I'm not sure.
they're a sponsor though, so we don't want to fight back too hard. But
All right.
thank you, Final Corp.
Okay, so
You got another.
yeah, I do. There's been a new Apex.
Of.
I'm not telling you yet. There's
Oh, okay.
there's a new Apex. And the Apex is in American gasoline automotive power. I thought that we had seen the final swing from Dodge when they invented the Dodge Challenger Hellcat. The Hellcat is a 700 horsepower wide-body Dodge Challenger. The Hellcat is supercharged and has like
700
It's 700 horsepower.
Needless.
It is barely beatable by the Tesla Model S. Barely. The Tesla beats it just barely. I thought Dodge had put its penis away and was like, check out the Hellcat.
They were working on something else. all
There
those years.
is a new apex of American muscle automobile. Literally,
All right.
something now exists that is the wet dream of millions of men in this country, and I'm one of them.
I want to hear about this.
Every single red-blooded American car-loving man I know, you think about a 1970 Hemi Challenger, and you're like, oh, my God. But it's all old and janky, and what if it fell apart? But you're like, what if they made one that was, like, new, and everything was awesome, but it was faster than everything?
Right, right. What do we,
Dodge
what is it?
made the fastest car in the world.
What are the stats?
The motherfucking 2018 Dodge Demon is 840 horsepower, 770 foot-pounds of torque, running a 6.2 liter supercharged V8. That's not a very big V8. 6.2 liters, that's like a little bit bigger than my truck engine.
Right. It's twice as big as my engine.
Yeah. This fucking car from the factory with the tires you get in it will do a quarter mile in 9.64 seconds. That is faster than the LaFerrari. That's faster than the Porsche 911. That's faster than the Z06 Corvette.
Just
Raw you fucking
power.
Lose. This is the last dick in the face of American muscle to every gas-saving asshole in the world. Like that's literally, awesome. This is the supercar. This is
the middle finger.
This is about as fast as the internal combustion car's gonna get. Literally, this is nearly it.
Right. Okay.
Because of octane available.
Limits of the steel.
Because of octane available in pump gas, 9193 is only what's available across the nation. You fucking hear that? That's using pump. Well, this one's actually using race gas. On pump gasoline, 91 octane, you'll get 808 horsepower. You have to change over the computer and put race gas in it to get 840. But that's in every state. You can get that. That's no big deal. So you drive. There's two sets of keys. There's the black set of keys gives you 500 horsepower.
Again, too confusing. Let's keep it.
See,
why can't we just have like the hyper car, the mega car, which is that, and then like just a self-driving whatever.
This car is as fast as the fastest Model S. It is not as fast as the Tesla Roadster.
Fastest car ever, as far as we're concerned.
The Tesla Roadster is faster than this car in a quarter mile. But the Tesla Model S 100D is not.
What? How many government dollars per mile does it get compared to the Tesla?
It's very few, but it has unique physical attributes that are really fucking sexy, and you can see it here. I won't play it long enough, don't worry. You hear that whine noise?
Sounds crazy.
Because it's supercharged, like a
That's
fucking
the extra.
14 pounds of boost. This thing is set up to drag race. It has a trans brake, which means it has a brake on the transmission, and it has independent braking modules. So you can just brake the front tires, so you can do a wheel stand to heat up your from-the-factory drag slicks.
It's like a bike, front and back brakes.
You can do that with the computer. And then you can set the fuel and do the computer. This factory automobile pulls the front tires off the ground from the factory. It does a fucking 3-foot wheelie.
I don't understand that.
That's what I'm telling you. 3 foot, not 3 feet off the ground. It comes like a couple inches off the ground, but for 3 feet long.
Oh, I see.
3 feet long.
Until the spoiler brings it down?
Yes. This thing is
still call it a spoiler?
Rocket. There's a spoiler on it. The thing is, it might be that someone will end up to have a slightly faster, better serving car than this. It's possible. But it's not going to be by much. It's not going to be cheaper. You can buy this for $82,000. The LaFerrari is like $500,000, and it's slower than this.
It's only $80,000.
Yes, it's $82,000 for the base model.
You're paying for all that fucking steel block.
That's all you're paying for is the engineering. That's all you're paying for. The thing is, here's the ticker. Here's why I brought it up. It's road comfortable. It cruises on the street like a Cadillac.
So it's not bare bones like rally
It's
car
big.
inside.
It's big.
Like
it's comfortable.
Like the 87 Grand National, where it's just like, this is a cage.
This
super shitty interior design.
This thing it's like driving a Cadillac. Smooth, warm, spacious.
It just has
room in the back.
has that power.
It
if
just
you need
can fucking rip every BMW to death.
You could tow
An airplane.
a trailer
I don't
into
know.
Burning Man.
You could. Oh yeah. If you had the weight, available. But it's just
It's a power car. Like, what do you use that for?
to be the best.
At
The road, you're the best.
right.
That's why. And that's why they'll
You can
sell out. They'll
outburn,
sell every one of these things.
Out peel, out donut, out peel out everybody.
You can win every drag race that is in a street car.
Every contest of coolness, you ace.
Yeah.
Because you have this car.
Mhm.
Because it's most powerful. It's coolest. Because it's most powerful.
And it's supercharged and it's gas.
Supercharged gas.
American
completely
muscle.
balls to the wall.
And it's the
I don't
Challenger.
give a fuck about burning gas. I'm gonna burn a ton.
You
of
have to
gas.
also remember that when the Challenger came out, it was the sexiest
It's a
car in the
freedom
world.
It's
then.
a freedom thing. It's like
It's an American thing.
It is totally.
It's
totally.
very American.
But I mean,
to
that's
make
what the
this
car is. The car is freedom. That's
Uh-huh.
it's a symbol. The great
It's
American
cheap.
symbol for freedom.
It's fastest in the world. It's cheap. It's $82,000 of the fastest production car in the world. It's like, well, that only in America would you have that be an option, and they did it. It's a production
Right.
car.
Only in America would it be so flagrant.
Mhm.
They would design a car as a fuck you.
89.5 FM.
It kind of sounds like cops are gonna have those cars. Cops will have like the primo.
It's
That's
smoking the Hellcat here, dude. Yeah,
That's what it is. Like, Dodge makes a new badass car.
and that's the new
And-
cop car.
No, it's a selling point. They approach they approach government agencies and they're like, look at this fucking thing. It's crazy, right? We're gonna make you a custom version of that. It's gonna be lower profile. It's gonna be the Crown Victoria, but not really the Crown Victoria. It's gonna be the cop model.
Wow.
You know what I mean? So maybe
That'll probably happen.
maybe they'll be like Hellcats and demons as cop cars
I think that's likely.
in L.A. and shit.
Uh-huh. Just be
Where
like,
crime is
it's like,
hot.
no matter what sports car anyone has, they're not going to get away from you.
The cops have the best sports cars.
Yeah.
That's the future.
Yeah. Well, if they had a Tesla Roadster, they could still beat this thing. But that's things like it's not real. It's just unreal. And it's not that much more expensive, which is also probably only in America because the
And
LaFerrari
less government
$500,000.
dollars per mile.
True that. Well,
Subsidy per mile is way less.
that's true. So there's an Apex of automobile, and
Wow,
it's
that's
cheap.
cool. That's a cool topic.
And I obviously want what's 420 right now. That's funny.
Any interest? How would you?
Yeah, of
how would
course.
you
I can't afford it.
Sell
I mean,
the truck.
no, you can't. There's no
ride
way.
around in a hot rod with a little trailer with the pool stuff in it.
Just towing behind me the pool.
I'm bringing
equipment.
this to Burning Man.
I'm driving a Dodge Demon to Burning Man. There's no room in my life for it,
Right.
Especially now because I'm
Right.
trying to
It's not feasible.
pay off debt and stuff.
Maybe
but-
eventually when you cash out that 401k, just buy one of those.
Or if maybe Steemit maybe works out really well
Right.
all of a sudden. Yeah, man, I'm buying one of those. What? If for some reason that became an option.
It's kind of like, why not? If
Because you're
making
alive now, and it's an apex of that genre. Obviously, electric cars are faster, but that's probably about all you're going to get out of a gasoline pump gas car.
And again, it's like you kind of only need one. Like,
Yeah,
you know what's cool?
one
like
ripper.
Like having stuff is cool, everybody. But let's go to space. Let's create life. Let's colonize the sea. Let's make life better. That's actually cooler than hoarding hot rods in your garage.
Yeah.
Spending
need
money
one.
to the competition among mega businessmen and rich people shouldn't be. It should be making money if that's what they're focused on, but it should be making money in the service of cool expansion projects, not cynical bureaucratic concepts.
If it floats,
That's the
flies,
next
or peels
revolution.
out, you can own one. How's that?
Okay.
Yeah, I like that. Floats, flies, or peels out, you can own one at a time. Because then you have to... Yeah, because these guys are storing
One at a
huge private jets and tons of yachts and hella cars. It's like, they're just sitting there.
And a cultural shift, like it's not, what are you hoarding it for?
Yeah, who's that?
Let's compete just as ruthlessly, but let's compete to see who's the most philanthropic, right?
Right. Yeah, who can create
That
the
would
most
be a
good?
cool cultural shift.
Yeah, it would be. Yeah, man, I like it.
How about this topic? You'll love this topic.
All right.
I'm hoping you'll love this topic. I'm actually gonna use a swear word, one of our swear words, one of the podcast for Empathy and Imagination swear words. It's the word should. Kind of classes that should have been taught in high school, which is to say, for me, is fuck. I wish there was a class in high school that taught me about this.
Okay, I like that.
Okay, so
All right, I like that.
So what is the subject? So for me, one subject would be
We're like making a list.
like automotive care.
Yeah.
There should be a class that's in high school. Everybody has to take it. It's like health. Everyone has to take it, and it just talks about car maintenance,
Basic car
care.
maintenance. Yeah.
Just
Car care, yeah.
like what is an engine? How does a car work?
How much air
What's
goes in the tires? How to
this,
hook it up?
that. Yeah, how to
You have
inflate
to
your
connect
tires,
the thing.
check
you
your
have
oil.
to pour the oil in. Yeah. I agree.
Tires, oil.
Basic, yeah. Brakes.
Okay, your turn.
Oh, yeah, my turn? Checking account.
Yes.
Checking
that's one of mine.
account. I really wish high school would have went like, here's checking account class. And you really
That's one
do
of
it.
mine.
You really set it up. And you get it, and you hold it, and you know why, and you have all the
Savings.
ins and outs. And it's like checking account, savings account, credit card.
Right. Because it's like, oh, I just, I worked at the Atlantic Bar and Grill tonight, washing dishes, and I got paid like $30. What do you mean checking account? Like, I don't understand. What is a checking account? That sounds scary. What is that?
They take money from you? Does it cost money to use? Why would you want that?
Yeah. What does that get me? How do I set it up? It's all scary. Fuck it.
It's basically...
It's
so
an unknown
you
territory.
can-
People want to hear about that stuff.
Yeah. It's like when I was a kid, I was like, well, wouldn't you just want to have your money? Like, why would you want a checking account? Like, what would they... Why is that better if you don't have it? But then it was like, now I get like, oh, well, it's
Yeah.
convenient because you can't carry it around, but there are fees and,
Yeah. I had how to save money.
How to save money is probably a separate class.
How to
than-
saving money
Okay.
/ invest.
Well, okay, saving
Which
and
is- which is to
investment is
say,
probably a
like-
different class, yeah.
Which is to say, a dollar saved is worth more than a dollar earned. Dollar saved today is worth more than a dollar earned, dollar
later.
earned tomorrow.
Right, because of inflation.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And no one teaches you that. That should have been a class.
Yeah.
Look,
Well,
personal
investing, yeah.
finances. Look, here's a budget. This
Don't-
is, you have things that you spend money on, and you have money that comes in.
Like, what does it mean when you buy a hot rod? Like, what is it? Is it appreciating or depreciating? Like,
Your street
all
cred
that-
is appreciating
right,
big
that-
time.
Oh, big time.
Coolness is automatically skyrockets to the top.
But,
But your gas price goes up.
and,
Insurance goes way
Yep.
the fuck.
yes, and your likelihood of getting pulled over goes way up, and
Depending on the
depreciation.
color. Yeah. Depending on the color.
Well, yes.
Do you have a red one?
If you have a loud one, if it's just loud, whatever, especially flat primer gray, when it's loud, you'll get pulled over. I used to set off other cars' alarms in parking garages just from idling through my 68
Just 'cause
Camaro.
it's like,
Yeah, it was crazy loud.
That's awesome.
It was awesome.
I had automotive care. How to saving money / invest.
Right.
Don't overthink it.
That's a class in high school?
Yeah.
Okay,
Don't
how do we
overthink it.
give me a lesson
Occam's
of don't
razor.
overthink it.
Occam's
Tell
razor.
me. Give me. Give it to me.
Like, just go. The simple explanation is probably true, and even if it isn't, it might as well be, because just move on. Right? Don't overthink it.
Well, if you just taught the
Maybe
lesson
like
so quickly, I mean, does it need to be a whole
Or a
class?
third. Yeah, it would be a part of another. It would be a component of a class.
Okay, don't overthink it.
Let's say a third draft. Like, release. You don't release everything, but release every third draft. Like, once you get to 3 drafts, just
It's
put
time
it out
to
there.
freaking put it out there.
Put it out there. See what happens.
Yeah, like I like the third draft rule is maybe part of this class.
Like,
of
let's
like,
say you're writing something
don't
down.
overthink it. Third draft rule. Something about like
You write something down. You write down once, and then you sort of look it over again and change a couple things. Then you look it over again, change a couple things. Okay, that's third draft. Just
yeah. It's not done until it's out. So many people I know, like stack and
but
stack
it's never going to
stack.
be done.
Right,
You know what I
right.
mean?
They never finish and never release things, and they stack up all this work that's like 95% done, and they never put it out. And like that's really common, and that's a bummer.
And that's okay. You know, it's okay. It's okay to not have to not share.
You
everything.
know, Alex Gray disagrees, and I think I agree with him.
that you should always be sharing everything.
No, the mission of art isn't his book. The mission of art, he says, the actual artistic process is not complete until you've shared it with people. It's not actually a complete process until that occurs.
Yeah, I think I agree with that too.
So I think I agree with that.
I agree with that.
And that's part of it, because there are some instances where solo art for long periods of time makes lots of sense. Like you take a genius and you put them in a hut by themselves for a year, and they get just, we don't hear a peep from them. Maybe 5 years even. Maybe. Not a fucking word. But then, after that, it's all cheese and paper, baby. So
I hear that.
So yeah, so the mission of art must include sharing it. So I say, no, not sharing it. So yeah, unless you got to go to a cabin for 5 years and be in the snow by yourself. That's different. But then come back afterwards and let's see what you did.
Would that be one of your high school courses?
Yes. Like go
Survive
into
in
the
the
wilderness and make your art, but then come back and tell the tale, or else it was pointless.
Right. Well, that's every great fucking mythological folklorish
We got
tale
all these people
ever.
afraid to tell their story now. Everyone's afraid to speak because there's a lot of danger if you speak.
The age of scandal.
So we need more people to speak, I think.
Hell yeah. I tried this thing today, navigating without maps.
What's that? Tell me more.
Do you ever get in your car and not use Google Maps?
Yeah,
to
I
go
experiment
where
with that sometimes, yeah.
Like, do you ever go the whole day without doing it?
No.
Try it. That's
Yeah.
what I did today.
Oh, yeah?
So everywhere I drove, there was no maps.
You just try to rely on...
And it was easy. It was like, oh yeah, I know this. I get okay. Of course, because I did it before. I did before Google Maps. I didn't need Google Maps before.
But you do need it
You
now.
you tend to rely on it, you
Yeah.
know, even though you're going the same place you went every week. You know, you're looking at the map every week. Like, anyway, it's interesting to not use your navigational computer
There's like
for
something.
a whole day.
Yeah.
It feels like, what am I doing?
Well, sometimes I don't drive anywhere. Like Saturdays, sometimes I don't have to drive at all, which is. Does that count?
No, you have to be in your car. You try and driving around to places.
Okay. All right. All
Like
right.
you drive to practice, and then you drive home. Like you drive to Oakland,
Yeah.
practice space, without using Google Maps.
Well, see, sometimes I do because there's like traffic stuff, But I get that. I think there's probably, especially me, because I have a maps weakness.
Right.
There's definitely a solution opportunity there.
And it's hard to psychologically let go of that tether.
Mm-hmm.
And
Yeah.
it's interesting,
Yeah.
though, because you realize, like, I got along without this before. I don't need the computer to be happy.
When I was a little boy driving around at 16, I would print out long lists of directions and follow them like to the letter because maps were such a challenge for me and still continue to be. So even before Google Maps and even the beginning of my driving, it was a lot of printed maps.com.
Yeah.
Maps.org.
MapQuest.
MapQuest, that's it.
MapQuest. Thank you, MapQuest.
Yeah.
Those are my topics.
Well, fucking A. I like to thank, freaking, what's it called?
Final Core?
Streamer? No. Switcher.
Steemit?
Switcher for working for an hour and, thank you. Give me some of that, an hour and 42 minutes. Yeah, why don't we do that for a second? There hasn't been a crash. There hasn't been a crash.
Oh, it'd be cool if we could sync times.
to the podcast. New empathy and imagination. Yo. Coming at you to you freshly. Wow, that was really good. All right, well, I think is that our show? Oh, Jesus Christ! All right, so, is that your show?
That's our show tonight.
All right.
Thanks for
Final Corp. 50 years of experience. 50,000 flavors of mayonnaise. No compromises. No refunds. No integrity. Final Corp. It will be fined. Please help us slide mayonnaise onto food.
It'll be fine. Who's fining who?
Hello. This is your Final Corp representative from the year 10,000. Please help me. Please help me. The world of the year 10,000 is a nightmarish hellscape. Please help me. I used to be human, but now I am mostly a robot. My arms, legs, neck, ears, hair, torso, eyeballs, nose, and mouth have been replaced by certified Final Corp parts. Final Corp rules the world. There is no escape from Final Corp. Final Corp has made my life an unending marathon of despair. Please help me. Please help me. Thank you. It'll be fine. It'll be fine.
It will be fine.
Despair show.
Wow. So.
Hey, where the hell are me Lucky Charms? I've been looking all over for them but can't find them. Someone said me Lucky Charms would be at the end of the rainbow, but I don't see them there. The bloody wind is lashing me face and me shoes are falling apart and I just want to find me Lucky Charms. Damn it all to hell.
Alright. Upload in progress.
Ready?
Thank you.
Bye, everybody. Thank you so
Goodbye.
much. Goodbye. Don't forget to go to patreon.com/empathy and imagination. Also go to youtube.com and thumbs up and comment. Also swing by iTunes.com. Just go ahead and do something cool. You know what you want to do. All right. Thank you.